Hi guys, one more time in our unit, which is called Wish You Were Here. Today is a very interesting session. We are going to talk about some grammar. Okay, so I want you guys, as usual and as we do in our session, I want you to stay silent and concentrate with me. Okay, because these tips or these rules are very important while solving any grammar question. Okay, so I want you all guys to open page number in the grammar reference, as we all know, page number 173. Okay, and keep it in front of you with your highlighter. Okay, today's unit or today's lesson is a very nice one. It's called comparison of adjectives and adverbs. Okay, first of all, we would like to know what are the differences between the adjective and the adverb. When I say Nada is beautiful, so here I described a noun, which is nada. So I call it an adjective. So an adjective describes a noun. But when I say nada dances beautifully, so here I describes a what? Nada or the dancing of nada. Excellent. It's the dancing of nada. So dancing here is a verb. I'm describing a verb, so it's an adverb. I put to the most of the adverbs, we put to them ly at the end. Okay, but there are some adverbs that we don't put only ly. Okay, we if we have any adverb that ends with y, okay, we cross the y. If we don't have any vowel before the y, okay, we simply cross the y and put ily, like heavy, heavily. Okay, also if we have vowel before the last letter, we double the last letter and we put ly. Okay, but some verbs or some adverbs are irregular. They are irregular. Okay, like fast stays as it is, fast. Okay, like what else, like good becomes well. Okay, so we are going to discuss all these things together, but first of all, okay, let's watch this video. Okay, and from this video we are going to understand more about the adjectives and adverbs and comparison between them. Okay, if I want to compare between two things or more than two things, I use either comparative or superlatives. Okay, we are going to say, for if I'm going to compare between one and another, I say I put er to the adjective. If I'm going to compare between one and a lot of things, I put the plus est. Okay, let's discuss more about this.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Let's have an example here. We have Brian, Trevor, and Mike. Okay.
Brian lives next door to Trevor and Mike. Trevor bought a big car.
So this is a big car for Trevor. This is an adjective. Bigger. So I'm comparing between two now. Bigger car. I put er.
Brian's car was the biggest.
Okay, Brian has the biggest. We add the plus est. So if it's a short adjective, if it's a long adjective, I put comparing between two, more, and one and superlative, I put the most.
So Brian had to go out and buy a more expensive computer.
Because we are comparing between two computers. So here we put more plus the adjective. We have some irregular comparatives and superlatives, like good, better, the best, bad, worse, the worst. Here between one and one, comparative, and here superlative between one and a lot of other things, when I'm comparing between a thing and a lot of things. Mike had the best house in Charm Street. So here I'm comparing superlative. I put the plus the word best. So let's stand here and explain from the very beginning. Okay, let's see here. If I have an adjective that has a one syllable, what's the meaning of a syllable? It means a part of a word that has one vowel. Okay, let's look at fast. How many syllables? One, because it has only one vowel. Okay, I do what to this adjective? If it's comparative, okay, I'm comparing between a thing and another thing, or a person, or a country, or anything and other thing. Okay, I add what? I add er to the adjective at the end, and then I put the word than. Okay, his car is faster than my car. Okay, so I put er plus the word than. Okay, suppose I have an adjective that ends with y. Let's see what's going to be discussed here first. Okay, and what about the superlative for the short adjectives? If it's superlative, that means he's the best, he's the top, he's the least. Like this, I put the plus the adjective plus est, like the fastest. When I say Brian has the fastest car, and then I have to put what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the fastest what, the biggest what, the noun, okay? I put the noun.
Brian and Gemma worked in the same office. And Brian worked much harder than Trevor.
So here, this is an adverb now. I'm talking about comparison between adverbs. Okay, well, okay? When I say I work well, Nada works better than me. Nada works the best. Okay? So here, this is an adverb. So the adverb is different from the adjective. Okay? Like this is an irregular adverb. Okay? And this is a regular adverb. The regular adverb, we put ly. Okay? He writes badly. She writes worse than him. She writes the worst. Okay? So here, this is the comparison between the adverbs. Okay?
They both got on well with the boss, although Brian got on better.
Better. Okay, if it's a long adverb, we put more effectively than if I'm comparing between two, or the most if I'm comparing between one and a lot of other things.
The boss also preferred Brian because he worked more efficiently.
As you can see, more efficiently. Okay, if two of things have the same adjective or have the same adverb, I put simply the adverb or the adjective and before it as and after it as. Okay, when I say Simon can run as fast as, or Sue doesn't dress as well as. So here this is as, adjective as, and here as, adverb as. Okay? To show that they same have this, they both of them have the same thing.
Unfortunately, although Brian was as not as lucky as Trevor.
Here, it's not as lucky as. So here isn't as, adjective as.
He was not so happy as Trevor.
So not is wasn't so happy as. So we can say as lucky as or so happy as. Okay? So here we have two things. Either as, adjective as, or so plus adjective plus as.
On the other hand, Brian earned twice as much as Trevor.
As much as. Okay? So I want you guys to open your grammar reference and let's highlight some points with each others, and I want you to understand them very well. Okay? I want you to understand that here comparative, the comparative is we use it to compare two things or people. Okay? We add er, okay? We add er, okay, to the adjective or the adverb. If the adjective or adverb has two or more syllables, we add more. Okay? So if it's a short adjective or adverb, we put er. If it's a long adjective or adverb, we put more. Okay? International flights are more expensive than domestic flights. Okay? More quickly than. What about the superlative? We use the superlative, and don't forget to put the word than, huh? Here, we put the word than. Okay? Now, if I want to talk about superlative, okay, I'm comparing between one person or one thing and the other people. We usually form the superlative by adding what? If it's a short adjective or adverb, I put est. If it's a long adjective or adverb, I put what? The most. The and the word most. Okay? So here, what is the longest mountain? Okay? And here, the longest mountain range in the world. And here we have the most politely. We put the most because it's a long adverb. Okay? And then we put the most and then politely the adverb. Okay? Okay? Now here, guys, I want you to see that we have some cases that we use with it. Okay? That here, for example, if I have the adjective ends before the last letter we have a vowel, okay, we double the last letter and put er for the comparative, and we double the last letter and put est for the superlative. Okay? Alright, this is number one. If I have an adjective that ends in e, okay, I simply add er, okay, and if it's between one and a lot of other things, okay, or superlative, I put est. I put simply st because it ends in e. Okay, but there are some other adjectives which are irregular. They are irregular adjectives. Okay, what are these irregular adjectives and adverbs? Okay, I want you to highlight it with me. We have here good or well becomes, if it's comparative, better than, and then if it's superlative, the best. Bad or badly, okay, in the comparative becomes worse than, and if it's superlative, the worst. Okay, many or more, if it's an adverb or adjective, we use more than and the most. Okay, if it's much, I use more than for the comparative or the most for superlative. If it's little, for the comparative I use less than, and superlative I use the least. What about far? Becomes farther or further than, or the farthest or the furthest. Okay? So I want you to understand these points. They are very important, which are that we have some notes here. These notes are very, very important. Okay? Number one, the words like hard, late, straight, and fast, okay, they are both adjectives and adverbs. For example, I can say she studies, she writes fast, and I can say she's fast. So they can be both adjectives and adverbs. Okay? We can use both of them. We don't put to them any ly or anything. They are simply as they are. Okay, other words like friendly, lovely, silly, ugly, okay, they end in ly, fine? So we are going to think that they are adverbs. No, they are adjectives, okay? He is silly, okay, so this is an adjective. He's ugly, this is an adjective. Although they end in ly, but they are not adjectives, they are adverbs, okay? Also, the word hardly is not the adverb of hard, and lately is not the adverb of late. Okay, hardly is a totally different meaning, and lately is a totally different meaning. Okay, and as I told you, if I'm going to compare between two things that they are similar, I use what? As plus adjective or adverb plus as. Okay, like here, as enjoyable as. Fine. Okay, and if it's not, they are not equal, I say not as or not so, and then the adjective, and then as. He isn't as beautiful as Paris, or London isn't so beautiful as Paris. Okay, let's move to another part. Okay, this part is very, very important. If I want to say whatever I do or whenever I do something more, another thing becomes more or becomes less. Okay, when I use it when I say that something increases and decreases and depends on another thing that increases and decreases. Like when I say the plus comparative, comma, the plus comparative. Okay, to show that one thing increases or decreases, another thing is affected. Okay, when I say the deeper I enter, the colder I feel. Okay, the lower the airfares, the higher the number of travelers. So what did I do here? I put the word the and then the comparative form, which is for the short adjectives er, for the long adjectives I put more before the adjective. And here comma, okay, and then I put again the, okay, plus the adjective, and I put, if it's a short adjective again I put er, if it's a long adjective I put the word the more. Okay, the more expensive or the more beautiful. Okay, understood this part? So let's move to another part here, okay, which is the so and such. Okay, so and such, okay, to emphasize the great extent and high degree of what you are talking about. Okay, I want to mention that this is something exceeds or something which is very great. I say so or such. Like he's so gorgeous. Okay, so I put so plus the adjective, or so plus the adverb. Okay, William Levy acts so well, acts so wonderfully. But again, so we use it after it an adjective or an adverb. Okay, what about such? Such, we look what's after such. If it's a singular, okay, a singular noun, so I use a, then the adjective, then the noun. Such a or an, of course, okay, and amazing, we can say it is such an amazing film. I put a or an if it's here singular. Okay, so such singular, such a or an, then adjective, then the noun. Boys loved watching Transformers with such a talented young actress. Again here we have what? It's a singular because actress is singular one. Okay, if we have here plural, like here we have reviews. So reviews is are plural, right? So we don't put any a or an. We just say her movies get such great reviews. We don't put a or an. Such great reviews and such great success. Okay, because success is uncountable. We cannot put to success a or an. Okay, it's uncountable, so we say just such. So again, we put a or an before such if we have a singular noun after it. If we have a plural noun or uncountable noun, we don't put a or an before such, as we can see in this example. Okay, next. So let's see here some examples. I wish he wouldn't drive so fast. I'm lucky to work with such interesting people. We have such a lovely time at your party. Okay? Now let's move to another part which is to and enough. Okay? What are the structures of to and enough? When I say she is too crazy, I put to plus the adjective or the adverb. Okay? I cannot believe how crazy she is. My common sense doesn't give for it. To, it means a negative point. Okay? She is too, this class is too cold. That means I can't stay in this class. Okay? She lost her popularity too quickly. I mean here it's a negative thing, okay? It happened much sooner than expected, so it's a negative side. Okay, but what about enough? Enough comes before it the adjective or the adverb, but to, as we can see here, the adjective or the adverb comes after to, okay? But enough, the adjective or the adverb comes before enough. Okay, the Twilight Saga is interesting enough. That means it's interesting. It's a positive point. Okay, the Twilight Saga is creatively enough. It's really creative. It doesn't need to be more creative. Okay, if I have something like rewrite, the class is too small, and they told me to use enough, so I make it negative. How? I say the class isn't big enough. Okay, take care of this point to be the same meaning. Or either I can use another enough, but enough comes after it a noun. I have enough apples. There are enough Twilight books. Not there are Twilight books enough. This is wrong. There shouldn't be more books. It's just the right amount of books for such story. Okay? Now, Robert Pattinson is handsome enough to play Edward's role. So here I have adjective or adverb plus enough, or enough plus a noun like enough fame. Here the same. More examples. Okay, you aren't not speaking slowly enough. So that means you are speaking so quickly. That's what I told you about the rewrite. Okay, so now I want you guys here to look at this. Another thing, okay, which is to or enough plus infinitive, okay, plus the form is like this. It's to, then I put the adjective, then I put to again, but one O, and then the verb in the infinitive. The class is too cold for me to stay in. That means I can't stay. Okay, this food is too spicy for me to eat. Okay, here she's old enough to work. Okay, so I either put the adjective or the adverb plus enough plus to plus an infinitive, or I put to plus the adjective or the adverb plus to plus an infinitive. Okay? So as you can see here the rules, to plus adjective or adverb plus enough, or enough plus the nouns. Alright? So now I want you to go and highlight with me in the grammar reference that we have here. Okay, we are going to use our highlighter, and they are very, very important. As I told you here, the first rule is to plus adjective or adverb. Okay, it's too expensive, it's too fast. Okay, next, or we can use adjective or adverb plus enough, or enough plus noun, like good enough. This is an adjective plus a noun, or enough enough plus the noun, like enough money. Okay, what about so and such? As I told you, for emphasis, I'm just emphasizing something, I use so and such. The first one is so plus adjective or adverb, when I say so clean, and the other one is such plus adjective plus noun, like when I say such a gorgeous color. I said a because color is singular. Okay? And the last thing, as I told you about, so and such, we can say them, yes, so and such, to emphasize characteristics that lead to a certain result. Okay, I can use such and so Okay, but after them I can use the word that. That means to the extent that, okay? Berlin is such an interesting city that means to the extent that I have visited it 3 times. So this is another structure. I can use the word that after so and such. The ferry crossing was so rough that many passengers got sick. Okay? So let's move to the to and. Okay? Here we have on page, let's move to page number. All right. So I want you now to go to page number in the grammar, page number. 1 minute. Yes, page number 139, and let's solve together. Okay, and let's complete the rule and everything. Let's start with number 1. Look at the sentences and underline the structures that make comparison. Number 1. Excellent. The more, the more. The more I travel, the more I learn. Number 2. I think Italy is as beautiful as. Excellent. So as beautiful as. Very good. 3. Excellent. More politely than. So here more, adverb than. Peru is the most interesting country I have ever visited. Excellent. The most interesting. Number 5. My little Lada doesn't go as fast as. So excellent. As fast as. Do you think a package holiday is better than backpacking? Very good. Better than. And the last one, the slowest. You are all awesome. Thank you. Now I want you from these examples to get or elicit the rules together. Which sentence contains the comparative form? Amazing. We have 3 and excellent and 6. Very good. Okay, which sentence contains the superlative form? Very good. The most interesting, which is number 4. And excellent. And the slowest, number 7. Okay, which sentences compare adjectives? Very good. 2, as beautiful as. 4, most interesting, excellent. And 6, very good, which is better than. Which sentences compare adverbs? Very good. 3, more, politely, and 5, excellent, fast, and we have here 7, okay, which is the slowest of all, okay, walk the slowest, okay. Which sentence contain an irregular form? The irregular one is what? Excellent, very good, is 6, better than. And which sentence shows 2 things being compared are equal, which is as, Excellent, very good, it's number 2. And which sentence shows that one thing increases or decreases, another thing is affected? Very good, it's number 1. Amazing. These things are very important. These are all the lesson that we discussed today is summarized here. Okay? Now let's have some solving together. Let's go to exercise and complete the rule first. See, we usually form the what by adding er, excellent, comparative. And we use the word what if it's a long, if it's a short, we use er. If it's a long adjective, very good, we use more. Okay, if it's comparative. Okay, for the superlative, I use what if it's a short adjective. How we usually form the what? The superlative, very good. est, if it's 1 syllable. If it's more than 2 syllables, we use what? The most. Excellent, thank you so much. Okay, so please write the answers in your book. Okay, fine. Let's go to exercise D, and now we are going to solve them together. Last night I went to one of the concerts I have ever been to. Very good, excellent, the best. Living in the country is what? Than living in a city. Now look at this adjective, it's end in Y, right? So we do what? Do we have a vowel before the Y? No. So we cross the Y and put I-E-R. Excellent. Or more healthy. Business class is what? Than economy. Now, here we have than. So we are comparing between two. Okay? Comfortable is one or two or three syllables. They are three syllables. How? Table. Okay, so we have here one syllable, two syllables, three syllables. So it's a long adjective, so I put more comfortable than. Learning Chinese is than. Again, difficult is short or long. Okay, it's a long adjective. So difficult, three syllables. So more difficult than. Mrs. Hamilton is strict teacher in our school. Huh? It's a short adjective, strict. So the strictest. Very good. The strictest. Okay. June is much than Peter. Naughty. Huh? Naughty ends in Y. Very good. So I cross the Y and put I-E-R. Very good. This is delicious food that I have ever eaten. When you see this form, that means superlative. So the most delicious. Why? Because delicious is a long adjective. Tom is than John. So here I'm comparing between two, and this is a long adjective, so more comfortable than John. Excellent. You are all amazing. Now we have here in this text some mistakes, okay? And I want you guys to find the mistakes here. Let's look at some of the mistakes that we have here. Huh? Can you find the mistakes? You have 3 minutes. Very good. So here we can see that we have more interesting than. Dinosaur Ridge is one of the most famous. Here where you can see not so beautiful, such beautiful, wonderful skeletons. Some of the best known, not the good known. And here these rocks that the earliest dinosaur. Okay, so they aren't as old as. If it is too hot, not hot enough. And here the earlier you get it is so popular. So here it's not too popular, it is so popular because here is something positive, not negative. Okay, so this is the grammar 1 for today. Okay, I'm going to tell you in the next video, inshallah, after we discuss grammar 2, the homework that we have in our booklet. And inshallah, we are going to have some extra sheets on our e-school. I want you to solve it and check the answers with yourself. Okay, so the next time I'm going to tell you the grammar. Please, again, I want you to revise the grammar reference very well. Okay, and if you want to start solving in the booklet, you can start solving, but I don't want you to do any homework in the booklet right now, because we are going to solve the grammar as a whole the next time, inshallah. Okay, thank you. And let's till we meet again in the grammar 2. Goodbye.